The Triple Crown News Minute for March 29th is presented by Kentucky Equine Research. Coming up, find out more about their new facility for studying racehorse nutrition. Ray, we're in the 100-point Kentucky Derby preps. Florida Derby this weekend, always an important race, and the field looks important this year with some of the favorites in here, Bourbon War and Code of Honor and Hidden Scroll. Let's start with the post positions, though, because at 1 1/8 at Gulfstream Park, we know that's tricky because it's a short run into the first turn. How do you think it's going to affect this field?
Well, Hidden Scroll drew the inside. He's the horse that showed all the speed last time out in the Fountain of Youth after a daylight maiden win on Pegasus World Cup Day in the slop. But he's not going to get the lead, in my opinion, if Maximum Security, the Jason Service horse that just literally ran off the screen last time out in an allowance race sprinting, if he breaks, he's on the lead. Hidden Scroll gets probably a really good spot right behind. He can get off the rail a little bit and decide when to go after Maximum Security. The horse that I hope gets a good trip, because I think this is the most professional horse in the group, is Code of Honor, who drew the 9-post. He's going to have to, Johnny Velasquez is going to have to try to save some ground on that first turn, because you do not want to go 5, 6, or 7 wide on the first turn going 1 1/8.
And of course, he's a closer, so Johnny will probably drop him over to the rail. The question will be, will he have too much to make up if they don't go too fast up front? The big mystery horse you mentioned is Maximum Security, who went 22, 45, and 109 at 7 furlongs and won by 18, just kept going against much lesser competition. But still, we've seen horses get brave. I don't know about the distance for this horse, but we'll see. Hidden Scroll, I believe he can relax. I believe Bill Mott is trying to get him to rate. And if he gets a nice break from that one hole and sits off the leader there, this could be his race. This could be his coming out party, I believe.
Yeah, if you just look at the workout pattern the horse has had, he's stabled at Payson Park, which is a very bucolic, quiet setting, about an hour and a half north of Gulfstream Park. It's a slow, deep surface. And before the Fountain of Youth, if you look in the past performances, he went 5 furlongs in a minute flat. That's fast for Payson Park. More recently, he went the same distance in 1:02. So Mott is obviously trying to get him to relax in the morning, maybe finish a little stronger. And I would not be at all surprised to see a big effort from him on Saturday, along with Code of Honor, who is my pick in the race. The third horse that I really like is Bourbon War, who he's just one of those horses that ticks a lot of the boxes. He's well-bred with a trainer in Mark Hennig who knows what to do with a good horse. As a 2-year-old, he ran a decent race in the Remsen. He didn't win it. Won his 3-year-old debut. Then it was a good second, fast-closing second to Code of Honor in the Fountain of Youth. So I don't really see the Florida Derby any different than the Fountain of Youth, where Bourbon War, Hidden Scroll, and Code of Honor are fighting it out.
Yeah. You said your pick is Code of Honor. I really like Hidden Scroll in this situation. I loved his sire, Hard Spun. I love the way he ran. He was a front runner with grit and hung on as long as he could. He wasn't really a 10-furlong horse, but up to 1 1/8, he was really good. And I think Hidden Scroll, we'll see about his distance limitations or non-limitations, but his sire certainly was impressive, and I think Hidden Scroll could be that kind of horse. The other one I'll throw out as a long shot is Current, who has good breeding as well, by Curlin out of a Stormcat mare, trained by Todd Pletcher, is going to be a long shot. It's not too long ago that Danza won the Arkansas Derby for Todd Pletcher at 41-1, so I'm going to keep an eye on Current in this race as well.
They don't run the Florida Derby on turf, which is where Current has done most of his running, however.
That's true. But this is his first start on dry dirt, so we'll see. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Triple Crown News Minute, presented by Kentucky Equine Research.
The Kentucky Equine Research Performance Center is a new facility for KER located in Ocala, Florida. Most of the research that we've done in the past with exercise has been on high-speed treadmills. which really gives you fairly intense exercise, but you can't mimic racing. There's only one way that you can mimic racing, and that's with a racetrack, so it puts us in a whole different realm in terms of being able to measure horses under racing conditions. We've been interested in all types of performance horses for all 30 years. Recently, though, we've become more focused on thoroughbred racehorses. We think that's a real growth industry. There's some interesting things we can do nutritionally. And as we got into that, we discovered that to study racehorses, you need racehorses. That's truly what KER is about, and that is testing our products, doing research, and then applying that research in the real world.